Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jim and Frank's Thursday Throwdown!
Jim, it's Thursday, and it's a throwdown.
It is a throwdown, and this one's going to be tight,
Yeah.
but I'm a little surprised on you on this one.
Yes, this is kind of a throwback Thursday throwdown for me because I'm going back to my childhood.
It's a nostalgia trip for both of us.
Yes. I want to talk about 1971 Neil Diamond and Stones. 1972 Moods. Now, Moods was the album right before Hot August Night.
Hot August Nights,
Wow.
yeah.
And I want to say something about my copy of Stones. This is an original. It is the original letter style opening. Second pressings on. They just did a regular album, I guess.
I didn't even know they did that because that's the only version. That's the version I have,
Right.
and that's the only version I could ever remember seeing as a kid. I didn't know they re-released it without the
I didn't either.
little tie on the
I
back.
thought that was the neatest thing to have. And I think,
Ah, it's pretty cool.
yeah. And I don't know. Do you have Moods as well?
I do have moods.
Okay. Is your album frayed like a letter almost, where the
Yes.
jacket opens up? Okay. I thought maybe because I used to have a rat, and I thought maybe he got out and
And did that.
partook on Neil Diamond's Moods. But okay, glad to know that's how it is. Reason I picked these again, my mother loved Neil Diamond, and she's the one that got me into listening to his music. And then, like a brainworm, every one of his songs is right there, forever chewing away at my brain cells.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on a heavy diet of Neil Diamond. It was ever present in my house when I was a kid.
I'm right there with you. Now, what's interesting to me, Stones, 10 songs, and he only wrote 4 of them.
Yeah, and it's not the kind of thing I would have known as a kid,
No, I didn't have
right?
no
I mean,
idea.
I heard these songs and I thought like, oh, I really love all these songs. It wasn't until much later, I realized most of these songs were already done by other people,
Right.
right?
Right. Roger Miller, uh, Tom Paxson, Joni Mitchell,
Yeah, Joni Mitchell,
and you
Randy
remember-
Newman.
Yes, there's a Randy Newman tune on here. I think it's going to rain today.
Yeah, beautiful song.
When you go back and listen to records, maybe of the 60s, they were all doing each other's songs,
Yeah.
because
So and so had a hit with this. You guys need to do it
you
too.
exactly. And I'm wondering if this was a little throwback to that, or if he just, because this is his 7th album. So I'm wondering if he's a little burned out at this point, or if he just wanted to branch out a little bit and do a little somebody else's material.
Yeah, I don't know. I read a little thing about him recording this and his sort of magnum opus on this, I Am I Said.
Yes, yes.
He spent 4 months on that song.
Trying to get it.
Every day, all day for 4 months.
Isn't that
I
something?
don't know if he had it in him to like write more songs.
Right.
Like I need to just do some songs I love. And
Could be.
that's a long time to spend in the studio
Yeah.
on one song.
One of my favorite tunes, Crunchy Granola Sweet, is on this record.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the version that's on Hot August Night is a rocker. What a
Yes.
guitar riff! And
Yeah,
I've
it
always-
sped it up a little bit and it boogies.
yeah. And there's some melancholy stuff on here. If you go away, husbands and wives.
The
Yes.
aforementioned, I think it's going to rain today.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of good tunes.
Suzanne's kind of a little mid-paced
Yeah.
thing.
And Ton Catalano is the producer, if I'm correct on that.
Both of these records, yeah.
Yeah. The singles were I Am I Said, which definitely was a hit.
One of his all-time greatest songs.
Right. And then, of course, the title track, Stones.
Yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful tune.
Yeah. And it's funny going back now and listening to these records. The bass, I figure you love it because of the way the bass lines are so pronounced on these types of songs. It's just orchestras.
Yeah, I mean, they don't make pop records like that anymore
No.
with like full-on string sections, and
Mm-mm.
they just don't do it, right?
Right.
It was um, by 71 might even have been kind of coming to an end of making records, like maybe by 75, 76.
For sure. Yeah. We still had a lot of the variety shows, and
Yeah.
those people that were making those shows were making records like that with the orchestras and all that. But definitely Neil Diamond and his voice, he did stand out, and he made radio hits.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of contemplating the idea that like he only had a handful of songs on this. Um, which just seemed weird. I mean, he's just such a great songwriter. And
Right.
the only thing I could put it down to was the amount of time he was spending on the one song.
That could be.
Maybe there's nothing left in the budget. It's like,
Yeah.
look, dude, you got to get this done.
That very well may be. No,
Uh, Taproot Manuscript,
hmm.
which was came out right before Stones.
Right.
Platinum. S- Stones went to number 11 and went gold.
Gold only. Right.
Right. Then you get to Moods, we're back platinum again.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of unusual? And
But
do you think being mostly a cover album had something to do with that?
I really do because there weren't as many radio ready hits of Neil Diamond's on there. Maybe people heard, oh, he's doing covers. We've heard these songs before.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, jumping ahead just a tiny bit here. I don't know that I said was the hit that Song Sung Blue was.
No, no. Nothing, even Stones was, which was, I remember it being on the radio, but nothing like Song Sung Blue or Play Me for that matter. Play Me was on the radio
Yeah.
all the time. And that was a sappy, syrupy song. But it was there.
It's good.
Yeah. I was just listening to Sirius Radio, the Beatles channel,
Hmm.
and Paul McCartney was talking about his writing style as opposed to John's. And
Okay.
they had kind of come to a head where they felt they were doing too much of the Moon, June, Bloom style of songs. And when you listen to Neil Diamond, his words, the rhyming of his songs are very much deliberate. Um, it's not like there's a play on words where it comes to, well, that kind of rhymes. Or he is very deliberate with his rhymes,
Yeah.
and especially on Moods. Holy mackerel, um, that whole album is just chock full of great stuff.
Yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely. I
Porcupine
think,
Pie.
yeah, well, Porcupine Pie.
Love that song.
Uh,
Fun.
That and Gitchy Gumi.
Hmm.
I was wondering a little bit if he was maybe influenced by the Beatles there a little bit, a little Paul McCartney-ish.
Right. And that's where I was going.
Well, the reason I say that is because Paul would write kind of goofy songs.
Yes.
Um,
And Gitchy Gumi is as goofy as it gets because he's making up words here. And they're
Right?
rhyming. Yeah.
right. It's just such a weird song. Somehow it works.
Right. Um, Morningside, beautiful song. Oh, good say Walk on Water, High Rolling Man. Both sides, A and B. It should just been a double A side record.
Yeah. And Canta Libre. Nobody sings Latin anymore.
No. And it's funny as I
Nor did
remember.
they for a very, very, very long time.
I remember as a
Gregorian chants, maybe.
kid- I remember as a kid trying to sing along that because I didn't speak Latin, of course.
Yeah,
And
Canta Libre was the only words I could kind of.
and I made the rest up. And I made the rest up. Oh, Song Sung Blue, Play Me, and Walk on Water were the singles off of this record, but it seems like almost every song got played on the radio.
Yeah, Song Sung Blue, still one of my all-time favorite singles.
Yes.
And not just by Neil Diamond. I mean by anybody.
Period. Right.
Such
It,
a great song.
it is. And think I've mentioned this before. One of the reasons why I like it so much is because it's not Sweet Caroline, and it's not, one of his other hits that we've heard 8,000 times.
Right.
But it's a good song, and it got plenty of radio airplay back in the day, but it doesn't get it today.
Do you think he got a little smoother over time? I mean, when you look at a song like Brother Loves Traveling South, I mean, that song,
Love
raucous rocker,
Yeah.
right?
Well, he got
Even I'm a Believer is a bit of a
it's
is
a
a
pop
bit
song.
brave, right? But
Yeah.
these are highly orchestrated strings and horns.
He mellowed out. What was the record before that where the weed smoking song, and he was a hippie of the times, and as he matured he did mellow for sure.
Yeah.
And that actually, when you get into his older records or newer ones, as we would, he became more of the singer and the crooner. He wasn't a great crooner. He was, but he was all about the vocals. And I lost touch with a lot of the You Don't Bring Me Flowers, and beautiful songs, but not
Right.
something I was going to listen to on a regular
Well,
basis.
he slipped into adult contemporary.
There it is.
Um,
Exactly.
I mean, nothing wrong with that because he had a very, very, very long career,
Yeah.
right? I mean, bands that can kind of do that,
Hmm.
I say more power to them. People
Right.
say, "Oh, they sold out," but look, you got to pay the bills somehow.
Yes. Uh, in the 80s, he was living in Diamond Bar. And I remember my
No
mom's,
joke.
no joke, my mom's godchild played soccer with his son. And
That's wild.
he would sit up there. Maybe he didn't live there, but he had a house
Somewhere
there.
thereabouts.
Yeah. And we would go to the soccer games, and he would be there with his hat on, and everyone would say, leave him alone. Just let him enjoy this. He's with his kid, and everybody gave him that respect, but he would always say hello and, shake people's hands and that kind of stuff.
That's
Nobody
nice.
bothered him though. Yeah. So it was a neat memory to
Very cool. Well, I mean, there's some nice properties in Diamond Bar.
Yes. Back then that's where the only $1 million homes that were not in Orange County were at.
Right. If you were in San Gabriel Valley, that's where it was.
So,
Just before we move on,
yeah.
let's just talk a little bit more about the production here. I just got to say one thing.
Yes. So clean.
Both the triangle and the woodblock,
Yeah.
nicely represented on both records.
Absolutely.
Highly underutilized anymore on pop songs.
Never hear this stuff. No,
Um,
everything's electronic now. It's
uh,
created.
kind of right up there with the Glockenspiel as far as
Mhm.
underrepresented instruments in pop music today.
Yeah. And what's so beautiful about it is it's crystal clear to hear. The production made sure
Yes.
nothing's muddy about any of these records.
I can't imagine producing orchestras,
No.
right? Where you just throw up some mics in the room and let everybody go nutty,
Well,
right?
you
And
talk about
it's got to sound good on the end, which means everybody's got to be on their game.
you say nutty like Brian Wilson nutty, and it'll drive you nutty, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
There is something to be said for that. But look at his live show, Hot August Night. He had a full orchestra there too.
Yeah.
Just I got to see him in the early '80s at the Forum, and I don't remember. I've got the tour book. I don't remember which
He
show it was.
moved on from the Greek, I guess.
It wasn't available that particular year, so
Oh.
he played the Forum. He played 4 nights at the Forum or something. like
Yeah,
that.
sold them all out.
Absolutely. And
I was
A
gonna say he's
fantastic
way
show.
way too big for the Greek.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those shows where uh, every song just keeps going, and you know the next one, and you know the next one. There's no time to go to the bathroom. You knew every single tune.
Right. I mean, he's got a catalog of hits that's just unbelievable,
Yes. Yes.
including stuff he wrote for other people. I mean,
Lots of stuff for other people, and well respected in the music community, I'm sure.
one of the
Okay.
best.
Which way would you go? Moods, 72, Stones, 71, two great Neil Diamond albums.
Boy, it's tough.
Mm,
And I told you the other day how much I loved going back. In the words of our buddy Jerry, great on the re-listen.
great.
Right?
Yes.
Revisiting was a wonderful experience.
Right.
I Am I Said, I think is really his maybe his
Caesar.
masterpiece.
Uh-huh.
Having said that, uh, I got to go with Moods just because of the fewer cover songs. Really,
You know,
I think his songs are better than the stuff he covered.
I agree with you on this because for that very reason, he, for whatever reason, for doing cover tunes, it works for him because he's fantastic. But nothing is better than his own songs at this
Exactly.
juncture in his career.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Yep. So it's Moods for the knockout.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now I will say I have bought. He had one album called 12 Songs, something like that, and this was much later on in his career. Unlistenable. I couldn't get through it.
Couldn't get through it.
I bought the
Usual.
CD and would skip, skip, skip. And even when I did decide I'm going to sit down and I have to give this a try, I fall asleep. It just
Yeah.
didn't do it for me. So this is prime Neil Diamond. It just doesn't get any better than the 70s.
Yeah, I think you're right. Did you like Beautiful Noise?
It was okay, but I was kind of over it by that time.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't care for Coming to America and all of those songs, and those albums are just a little too Broadway-ish for me. So,
Understandable.
yeah. All right, what about the listener? You a Neil Diamond fan? You like Moods? Stones?
I gotta feel like there's a lot of people our age who grew up with a lot of Neil Diamond records in their house.
I want to share a story real quick and see if you recall this. I believe we were at Washington. We could have been at Sunflower. I don't remember. But we were talking about Neil Diamond
Okay.
and the Hot August Night album. And I told you how much I loved the song Shiloh.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically told me in so many words as a grade schooler could that was such a limp-wristed style song. How could I like that song? Because it was he's got an imaginary friend. And this is not, you were highly against it.
This doesn't sound like me. This sounds a little more thought into it than I would have put into it. Shiloh's one of my favorite songs.
I don't know that it was when we were kids. Because I have thought about
Did I say
this.
limp wristed?
Oh no, you said gay. Okay, you said that song's so gay.
You sure it was me?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I remember you saying, "What's this a song? What's this guy doing writing a song about an imaginary friend?" And I remember thinking, listen to the melody of the song. It is like you said, such a great tune.
Well, the reason that this sounds so weird to me is I didn't even know that song was about an imaginary friend, or if I did, I've completely forgot.
You must have. You did tell me this because I don't know that I knew it was. And
I must have really sat down and read the words and said, "Holy cat,
yeah, probably.
this is about his imaginary friend." I love that song today.
I do
Sorry.
too. Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry I said that.
Yeah. It's funny how we come around. We just some
Yeah.
things.
I've come around to the limp wristed side.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Jim. Till next time.
All right. We'll see you next Thursday.